Yeah, kia ora. It's a beautiful sunny day here, and I've just checked the river flows, and the Waimaka area is dropping quite nicely, so it should be nicely fishable today. So my daughter has COVID, so there goes the plan of doing something with the four of us. So my son suggested we go fishing. Then he suggested we take the boat. So I thought, hey, here's a chance for a video. Pre-launch, or not pre-launch, just inspection before we go, and what safety equipment do I carry on my small inflatable boat, or SIB. Let's have a look. This is the beast here, a 3.8 meter West shell. As far as I can tell, all these inflatable boats all look the same, just variations in the way the handles at the front are done, but yeah, let's have a look. So she's got a 15 horse Merc. It's been laid in trailers for years as a sort of hack. She hasn't done many hours, but yeah, as a result she's a bit scratched up, but she starts first time every time. That's all I ask. What I've done this morning is I've gone through and put a bit of air in the pontoons. I store this boat three quarters inflated on the trailer, so the pontoons are all nice and firm, so that's all good. I haven't run the motor today. I last ran it 2 days ago or 3 days ago. Today's Sunday. I last ran it on Friday, so Friday night I came home and flushed it and ran it with the fuel line disconnected till the carb was cleared. She should start first time. I've gone through and checked all my tyres. They're all good. Both tyres are inflated, and it doesn't appear to be anything wrong there. All the wheel nuts are there. I've checked my trailer linkage is secure. Yeah, so everything is good there. So so the pre-launch or pre-launch check is good. I'll go over the boat again before we launch. If any of you have done your Coast Guard Day Skippers course, you know the acronym PASSBF, PASSBF. It talks about what gear you need on the boat. Pfds, anchor, chain and warp, signalling device, secondary propulsion, a baler, and some sort of fire extinguisher and fuel. Yeah, I'll talk about those things in a minute. I don't carry a fire extinguisher, but I'll explain why very soon. Pfds, I carry 2 on board because it's me and my son. So we will be wearing these. New Zealand laws, if the boat's under 6 meters and underway, you need to be wearing a life jacket. So my one is an inflatable. I'll probably end up getting my son one next time they're on sale. For those of you unfamiliar with them, they take up very little room on you, and all you do is pull the cord to inflate it. This green indicator shows that the gas bottle is intact. I can buy replacement bottles if I need to set it off. My son's wearing a vest today. It's a good snug fit on him. It doesn't ride up over his shoulders. PFDs or life jackets have to be the right size. I've chosen a vest today instead of a full life jacket with a collar. We're only going to be travelling 5 knots in the river system we're in. That's all we're allowed to travel by law. So he won't be coming off fast enough to bump his head and potentially knock himself out. So that will be fine, and it's also nice and comfortable for him on a hot sunny day fishing without it chafing his neck and so on. So PFDs. A, anchor, chain and warp. Okay, so the anchor I'll be using today is this sand anchor. The riverbed at the lower Waimakariri is a sandy bottom. Got my chain about 3 meters attached to the line, and then there's 30 meters of line there. So that's my anchor, chain and warp sorted. Also in this box I carry a grapnel. When we're up at Kaikoura or other places where it's a bit rocky, we'll use the grapnel anchor instead. Signalling equipment, what have we got? Well, to start with, we've got a marine VHF radio that will be on my life jacket, but it's there for now. It's fully charged, ready to go. It's been sitting on the charger all night. Signalling device. Other signalling equipment that we have is an EPIRB, Emergency Position Indicating Radio Beacon, EPIRB. This thing here, all I need to do is flick this cover back, the aerial pops up, push the button, and it's sending out a signal saying, heck, I'm in trouble, this is my location, can you please send a helicopter? The Rescue Coordination Centre will contact my wife and make sure they know how many people are on the boat and everything, which Coast Guard will know because I will have done a trip report on the marine radio before I launch. S, signalling device. The second S is secondary propulsion. Now this boat has it's quite small, so there's no room for an auxiliary motor there, so what we have instead is oars. So our secondary propulsion, our second S, is oars. Okay, and F, fire extinguishers and fuel. Okay, I don't carry a fire extinguisher on this boat. Oh, I skipped one. I skipped the B. I skipped the baler. There's my baler, just a wee bucket. The inflatable boats, they stay inflated pretty well, and if they're not inflated, they're not floating, so bailing's a bit of a moot on this one. You can fill them with water and they'll stay afloat. F, fire extinguishers and fuel. I don't carry a fire extinguisher on this boat. The reason being is it's made of plastic. If it catches fire, it's not floating anyway. Okay, so a fire extinguisher for me is a little bit redundant on this vessel. Bigger boats, I would recommend fire extinguishers in a couple of locations. We don't smoke, so if there is a fire, it's going to start in the engine, and all I can really suggest is shutting it off and disconnecting the fuel. Right, talking about fuel. 25 litres there, that's 25 litres of 50:1 two-stroke mix. I use 96, I always think it's best with an outboard to give it the best you can. 50:1 and a good quality two-stroke oil. Okay, so the recommendation for fuel is 1/3 to get there, 1/3 to get back, and 1/3 in reserve. This boat on full throttle, experience is showing that burns 5 litres of fuel an hour. So there's 5 hours of fuel there. We're travelling about 2 kilometres at 5 knots and 2 kilometres back. We'll be lucky if we burn 1/4 litre of fuel, so we've got plenty of fuel. So just a couple of other tips before you go out. Put your trip report out to Coast Guard New Zealand. Channel 63 is the local repeater channel here in Canterbury. Check the Coast Guard website to see where your local channel is, and cancel it when you get home. Yeah, so I may do a video later on about anchoring, so keep watching. But anyway, have a good day, and we'll see you on the water. Bye.